This is a presentation on information management. Here is a nice quote from Tom Peters that says, "Information management is 5% technology and 95% psychology." And this is important for us because what we're trying to do is that most of the problems that we have with information management is how people use it, how people behave, and how people react to information. It's not just the use of technology, but it's more about the use of different processes. Information management objective is to ensure that the right information reaches the right stakeholder at the right time. And this is important because we know that information is used by key stakeholders to make decisions on the project. No matter if the information is correct and it reaches the right people, but if it's late, we might have problems because those decisions are going to be taken in the time they are needed. Let's look at our process, where we have our inputs that include the WBS, a project proposal, the log frame, and the needs for information from key stakeholders. We do our step of planning, we do the managing of information, we do our check step where we evaluate our information processes, and adapt step where we improve our information management. Key outputs of this process include our information management plan, project reports, information and communication products, and improvement plans. Let's look at that in more detail. During planning is the process of defining the information needs and plans to manage all the project information. This is the step where we get the requirements of information from the different stakeholders. In the step of doing, that's when we manage information, which is the process of collecting, analyzing, and reporting project information. The check step is basically evaluating our information, using information audits to validate the results of information management plans. And the last step, adapt, how we can then improve information. We modify and enhance the information management processes. Here's the cycle that we use in information management. We'll make more detailed information about each step, but the idea is that information management is a cycle that starts at the moment we define it, we locate information, we select the information we need, we find ways to collect information, we then organize it and store it in a way that is easily accessible to the team and the people who need it. We do an analysis of the information, trying to find trends, converting data into information. We then produce our reports that we send to key stakeholders, and which of those include the project team who use the information to make decisions. We then evaluate our process to find ways and areas where we can improve it. Information planning for us, it's the whole step of the information requirements, making sure that we understand the needs of the different stakeholders regarding the information, why they need it, how they need it, when they need it. We develop an information strategy that we look at those requirements and look at the resources that we have available in the project. We then understand the reporting requirements. Some of those reports are required by contract. We also define access to information. There might be some information or data that is sensible, and we need to make sure that only the right people have access to that information. We also look at information workers, the people who are going to be managing information, making sure that they have the right skills and the right knowledge to manage information. We also look at information technology and the use of databases and computers to help us manage. And information governance that sets up some of the rules and policies of managing information. The management of the information lifecycle is basically the process we identified before, where we define the information needs, we locate information sources, who has it, how long it's going to take us, how much it's going to take us to get it. We select information we need. We collect information. This is a lot of the work that happens. We organize and store the information. This is where we might need to have the use of technology. We analyze the information based on the reports and the information that is needed at that level. Then we report the information to users, who then will use and act on that information. And lastly, we evaluate and improve our process. The checks and controls step basically tells us elements in which we have a monitor information quality, information audits, and evaluate our whole process. The next step in our information management is the improvement of the information process, where we look at quality assurance, we look at the information management maturity model to see how we are making progress, and we capture and we apply the lessons we have learned. Here's a simple model of the information maturity model that helps us understand how we are doing with information. This is a 5-level model that basically starts at a level 1, where most of our process is very informal. There is no documented way, there is no process, there is not a single understanding of how to manage information. A level 2 is when we start defining some of those processes, some of those procedures. A level 3 is that when we are a level of organization, where we know how to organize our data. A level 4 is that when we are managing the information. And level 5 when we are in a position where we are optimizing and constantly improving our information management. A project can move through this process, or it can start at a different level. The maturity model is a way to understand where it is located in those levels, and then identify the level in which they would like to achieve. If this is the area that they would like to achieve based on the needs of information, the volume information, and how critical is information, the project might define which will be the level they want to achieve. This is the end of the presentation, and thank you very much.